Hello, dear learners. My name is Priya Bora, Assistant Professor in the Department of Tourism at Uttarakhand Open University. Today, I am excited to introduce you to the fascinating state of Uttarakhand. This lecture aims to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of Uttarakhand's historical background, cultural and religious significance, and its journey to becoming a modern state. Let's dive into the key objectives of our session. In this lecture, you will be able to understand the historical background of Uttarakhand. You will be able to identify key dynasties and rulers that influenced the region's history. You will also be able to recognize the cultural and religious significance by exploring the cultural and religious importance of Uttarakhand. We'll also look into the early Vedic practices, Shaivism and Buddhism that left a lasting impact on that region. You will examine the medieval and colonial periods, analyze the consolidation of the Kumaon and Garhwal kingdoms. Also, we will discuss the impact of the Gorkha Empire's invasion and British colonial rule. You will also explore the formation and evolution of modern Uttarakhand, understand the factors leading to the demand for statehood and the creation of Uttarakhand. And at last, you will be able to analyze the cultural unity between Kumaon and Garhwal. We will explore how their shared history, traditions, and struggles have contributed to the unity for the statehood movement, leading to the formation of Uttarakhand. So we'll start, and by the end of this lecture, you'll have a deeper understanding of Uttarakhand's rich history, cultural heritage, and the significant events that have shaped its identity. Let's embark on this enlightening journey together. So from the start, we'll start from the basics about Uttarakhand. So Uttarakhand, often referred to as Devbhoomi or the land of the gods, is renowned for its numerous Hindu temples and pilgrimage centers. Its natural beauty is truly spectacular, encompassing the majestic Himalayan peaks, dense forest, and the fertile plains of Bhabar and Tarai. This unique blend of spiritual significance and stunning landscapes makes Uttarakhand a place of great cultural and ecological importance, attracting tourists, pilgrims, and nature enthusiasts from all over the world. On November 9, 2000, Uttarakhand was officially recognized as the 27th state of India. Carved out from the northwestern districts of Uttar Pradesh, this significant event marked the culmination of a long-standing demand for separate statehood, driven by the desire to preserve and promote the region's unique cultural and geographic identity. Uttarakhand's formation allowed it to focus on its distinct needs and aspirations. Away from the administrative complexities of the larger Uttar Pradesh, the region, known for its rich cultural heritage, diverse traditions, and vibrant festivals, could now promote its identity more effectively. The state is home to various indigenous communities, each with their own customs, languages, and lifestyles, which contribute to the cultural mosaic of Uttarakhand. Geographically, we can say Uttarakhand boasts some of the most stunning landscapes in India. From the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas to the verdant valleys and dense forest, the state's natural beauty is unparalleled. It encompasses two distinct regions, Garhwal and Kumaon, each with its own historical and cultural significance. The separation from Uttar Pradesh allowed Uttarakhand to prioritize conservation efforts and sustainable development tailored to its mountainous terrain and fragile ecosystem. Also, economically, the state could now focus on harnessing its natural resources, promoting tourism, and improving infrastructure to benefit its residents. Uttarakhand's tourism sector, driven by its religious sites, adventure tourism, and natural attractions, has flourished since achieving statehood. Hence, it was a pivotal movement that enabled the region to safeguard its cultural heritage and leverage its geographic advantages, leading to a more focused and prosperous development trajectory. Now we'll talk about the historical significance of Uttarakhand. So, Uttarakhand's history is as enchanting as its landscapes. The region has been inhabited since prehistoric times, as revealed by archaeological evidence such as ancient rock paintings, stone tools, and megaliths. These artifacts suggest that human presence in the area dates back thousands of years, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited regions in India. The first major dynasty to emerge in Uttarakhand was the Kunindas in the 2nd century BC. The Kunindas were known for practicing an early form of Shaivism, which is the worship of Lord Shiva. This reflects the deep spiritual roots of the region, as Shaivism has played a significant role in shaping the religious and cultural landscape of Uttarakhand. The influence of Shaivism is evident in the numerous temples dedicated to Lord Shiva scattered across the state. One of the most famous is the Kedarnath temple, one of the 12 Jyotirlingas, which hold immense religious significance for Hindus. The presence of such ancient and revered temples highlights the long-standing spiritual importance of Uttarakhand. In addition to Shaivism, Buddhism also made its mark in the region during the reign of the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka in the 3rd century BC. Ashokan edicts found at Kalsi in Uttarakhand provide evidence of the spread of Buddhism in this area. These edicts, inscribed on rocks, promoted Buddhist principle and marked the region as a significant center for Buddhist teaching and activities. As we move forward in history, the region saw the rise of other significant dynasties, such as the Katyuris and the Chandrajas, who further enriched the cultural and historical tapestry of Uttarakhand. The Katyuris, who ruled from the 7th to the 11th century, shifted from Joshimath and established their capital at Bajanath, and are known for their contribution to temple architecture and regional administration. The Chand Rajas, who came into power in the 11th century, ruled over Kumaon and left behind a legacy of art, culture, and literature. Their reign is marked by the construction of several temples, forts, and other architectural marvels that continue to attract tourists and historians alike. Moving into the medieval period, the region was divided into two significant kingdoms, Kumaon and Garhwal. Both played crucial roles in shaping the cultural and political landscape of Uttarakhand. Kumaon Kingdom. Talking about the Kumaon Kingdom, with its capital initially at Champawat and later at Almora, was established by the Katyuri dynasty around the 7th century. The Katyuris are known for their administrative acumen and contribution to temple architecture. The Bajanath temple complex, built by the Katyuris, stands as a testament to their architectural prowess. They ruled over a vast territory that included parts of present-day Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, and Nepal. Following the decline of the Katyuri dynasty, the Chand dynasty rose to the prominence in the 11th century. The Chands shifted the capital to Almora. The Chand rulers were great patrons of architecture, evident in the numerous temples and forts they constructed, including the famous Jageshwar temple complex, which is a significant site of pilgrimage even today. Talking about Garhwal Kingdom, on the other side, the Garhwal Kingdom, known historically as the Kingdom of Garhwal, was ruled by the Parmar or Pawan dynasty. The capital of Garhwal was initially at Chandpur Gadi and later moved to Srinagar Garhwal. The Parmars ruled Garhwal from the 9th century onwards and played a pivotal role in the region's history. Garhwal is renowned for its rich cultural heritage and contribution to the arts, particularly the development of the Garhwali language and literature. The Parmar rulers were also instrumental in promoting Hinduism, particularly Shaivism and Vaishnavism, and established many temples dedicated to various deities. One of the most notable architectural contribution from this period is the Dhari Devi temple, which remains a significant religious site. Now talking about the medieval period and colonial influence, as we step into the 19th century, the dynamics in the Uttarakhand changed dramatically. By 1803, the region came under the rule of the Gorkha Empire of Nepal. This was a turbulent time as the region's control shifted once again following the Anglo-Nepalese War. Talking about conflict and alliances, the medieval period in Uttarakhand was also marked by conflicts and alliances between the Kumaon and Gadwal kingdom. Despite their rivalries, there were periods of cooperation against common enemies such as the Gorkhas from Nepal. In the late 18th century, the Gorkha Empire invaded the region, leading to significant turmoil. Both Kumaon and Gadwal fell under Gorkha rule until the British East India Company intervened in the Anglo-Nepalese War. In 1816, the Treaty of Sugauli marked a significant turning point. Most of modern Uttarakhand was ceded to the British, dramatically altering the region's governance. Despite being traditional rivals, the Gadwal and Kumaon regions developed a strong bond due to their shared geography and cultural ties, which played a crucial role later on. When we talk about British colonial period, following the Treaty of Sugauli in 1816, the British took control of the territories of Kumaon and Gadwal. This period marked significant changes in the administrative and social structures of the region. The British established educational institutions, improved infrastructure, and introduced new agricultural practices. The British rule also led to the documentation and study of the region's rich biodiversity, contributing to its conservation. The medieval period also saw a synthesis of various cultural influences, resulting in a unique blend of the traditions and customs in Uttarakhand. The folk music, dance forms like Cholia, and festivals such as Nanda Devi Rajat Yatra are reflections of this rich cultural amalgamation. The region's art and crafts, including woolen weaving and wood carving, flourished during this time, contributing to the vibrant cultural heritage of Uttarakhand. Cultural and geographical unity has been one of the major remarkable moments. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Uttarakhand is the unity between the Gadwal and Kumaon regions. Even though these regions were historically rivals, their geography and culture created deep connections. They shared not only a similar economic and cultural landscape, but also a complementary geography that unified their identities. This bond became particularly evident during the statehood movement in the 1990s, showcasing how historical and cultural ties can foster unity even among rival regions. Let's dive into the origins of the name Uttarakhand. The name is derived from the Sanskrit word Uttara meaning north and Khand meaning land. So Uttarakhand translates to northern land. This name is not just a modern designation but is deeply rooted in history. Early Hindu scriptures mentioned the region as Kedarkhand and Manaskhand. Kedarkhand corresponds to modern day Gadwal, while Manaskhand refers to present day Kumaon. These names are significant as they highlight the region's spiritual and cultural importance in ancient India. The ancient Puranic texts, which are a genre of important Hindu religious texts, also refer to Uttarakhand. They describe it as the central stretch of the Indian Himalayas, emphasizing its geographical and spiritual significance. The Puranas depict this region as a divine land, blessed with natural beauty and a serene environment, making it a perfect abode for gods and sages. Archaeological discoveries in Uttarakhand further validate its ancient heritage. For instance, rock paintings found in the Lakhudyar and other locations date back to prehistoric times, indicating early human habitation. These paintings often depict hunting scenes and daily activities of prehistoric communities, providing us with a glimpse into their lives. Megaliths, which are large stone structures, have been found in various parts of Uttarakhand. These structures, believed to be from the prehistoric era, were likely used for religious or ceremonial purposes. Moreover, tools and artifacts from the Paleolithic age have been discovered in places like Didihad and Chokutia, suggesting that human life in this region dates back to the Stone Age. Now we'll talk about the rule which has been done by the various dynasties. Throughout its history, Uttarakhand has witnessed the rule of numerous dynasties, each contributing to its rich and diverse heritage. Let's explore the influential rule and the impact they had on this region. Early dynasties were the region's early history was shaped by several significant dynasties. The Pauravas and the Kushanas, who ruled a vast empire that extended into northern India, were among the first to exert influence in Uttarakhand. The Kunindas emerged in the 2nd century BC, as we have already talked, and are noted for their early form of Shaivism, which reflects the spiritual depth of the region. The Guptas, often referred to as the Golden Age of India, ruled from the 4th to 6th century AD. Their rule brought about advancement in art, literature, and architecture, influencing Uttarakhand's cultural landscape. Moving into the medieval period, several dynasties left their mark on Uttarakhand. The Gurjara Pratihara dynasty was known for its military prowess and administrative skills. They played a crucial role in defending northern India from external invasions and contributed to the region's stability. The Katyuris, who ruled from the 7th to 11th century, established their capital at Bajnath. They are credited with significant contributions to temple architecture. Following the Katyuris, the Raikas and Palas also ruled parts of Uttarakhand. The Chands of Kumaon, who took over from the Katyuris, were notable for their cultural patronage and the development of regional art forms. The Parmars or Pawars, who ruled Gadwal, were instrumental in the promotion of Hinduism and the construction of numerous temples. The Sikhs also had a presence in the region, especially during the 18th century under the leadership of prominent figures like Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Before these dynasties, the early settlers in Uttarakhand were the Kol people, an aboriginal group known for their unique cultural practices. They were later joined by the Indo-Aryan Khas tribe during the Vedic period, adding to the region's cultural diversity. Uttarakhand has long been a significant spiritual center. It is believed to be the abode of revered sages and saints, including the legendary sage Vyas. According to tradition, Vyas composed the Hindu epic Mahabharata in this very land, which underscores the region's profound spiritual and literary heritage. Let's delve into the fascinating developments in Uttarakhand during the medieval and modern periods, a time marked by artistic achievements and significant political changes. During the medieval period, Uttarakhand experienced a vibrant cultural renaissance. One of the most notable developments of this era was the emergence of the Pahadi school of painting, originating in the hills of northern India. This style of painting is celebrated for its distinctive approach and rich use of color. The Pahadi school is known for its intricate miniatures, which often depict religious themes, court scenes, and landscapes. These artworks not only reflect the artistic sensibilities of the time, but also offer insights into the social and cultural nature of the period. The The Pahadi school's unique style combines Mughal influences with local traditions, creating a distinct aesthetic that continues to be appreciated by art historians and collectors. The paintings are characterized by their detailed attention to natural elements, the use of vibrant colors, and a sense of depth and movement. In the late 18th century, Uttarakhand witnessed significant political upheavals. In 1791, the Gorkha Empire, which had been expanding its territory under the leadership of King Prithvi Narayan Shah, overran Almora, the capital of the Kumaon kingdom. This marked the beginning of Gorkha dominance in the region. By 1803, the Gorkhas also extended their control over the Gadwal kingdom. This expansion led to a period of instability and conflict. The Gorkha rule was characterized by both military conquest and administrative changes, which impacted the region's socio-political landscape. The turning point came with the Treaty of Sugoli, signed in 1816, which concluded the Anglo-Nepalese War. As a result of this treaty, the Gorkhas ceded a significant territories, including much of Uttarakhand, to the British East India Company. The British took control of the region, marking the beginning of a new era. Although the British established control, they restructured the region's administration and significantly influenced its development. The Gadwal kingdom was re-established but reduced in size, with a focus on integrating it into the British colonial framework. The British introduced new administrative practices, improved infrastructure, and promoted educational and health initiatives. The British also recognized the strategic and ecological significance of Uttarakhand, which led to efforts in surveying and documenting the region's natural resources. This contributed to conservation efforts and laid the groundwork for future ecological studies. Now, talking about post independence development. After India gained independence in 1947, Uttarakhand's historical regions of Gadwal and Kumaon were merged into Uttar Pradesh. The call for a separate state gained significant momentum in the 1990s, driven by both local and national support. One key event was the Rampur Tiraha firing case on October 1, 1994, which spurred public outrage and further fueled the demand for statehood. The Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly passed the Uttar Pradesh Reorganization Bill on September 24, 1998, and the Parliament of India enacted the Uttar Pradesh Reorganization Act 2000. On November 9, 2000, Uttarakhand officially became the 27th state of India. When Uttarakhand was officially formed as a state on November 9, 2000, it was initially named Uttaranchal. This name was chosen as a transitional term, combining Uttar meaning north and Anchal meaning the region. So Uttaranchal loosely translated to northern region. This name was intended to provide a straightforward geographic reference and was in line with the nomenclature practices for newly formed states at that time. However, as the new state began to establish its identity, many residents and leaders felt that the name Uttaranchal did not fully capture the region's rich historical and cultural heritage. The name felt somewhat generic and did not resonate with the deep-rooted traditions and historical significance of the area. In response to the widespread sentiment for a more meaningful name, a movement began advocating for a change from Uttaranchal to Uttarakhand. The name change was supported by cultural leaders, historians, and residents who believed that Uttarakhand would better honor the region's heritage and history. On January 2007, finally, the Government of India officially changed the name from Uttaranchal to Uttarakhand. This decision was formalized through the Uttar Pradesh Reorganization Amendment Act 2006, which amended the earlier legislation to reflect the new name. The change from Uttaranchal to Uttarakhand was more than just a cosmetic adjustment. It was a reflection of the state's desire to embrace its historical and cultural identity more fully. The new name has been in official documents, administrative matters, and cultural references, reinforcing the state's unique place in India's geographic and cultural landscape. As we wrap up our exploration of Uttarakhand, we have seen that this state is a tapestry of rich history, vibrant culture, and stunning geography. From its ancient roots and diverse rulers to its modern day significance, Uttarakhand's story is one of resilience and cultural richness. Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into Uttarakhand's past and present. I hope this lecture has provided you with a better understanding of the state's unique heritage and significance. If you have any questions or thoughts to share, feel free to reach out. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.